Welcome to my channel where I try to help you become the best CNA and nurse that you can be. Like and subscribe for more. Welcome to the first official video of Heights Hustle. I'm here as an RN with a bachelor's degree and a couple years of experience to help you not only pass your CNA test as a CNA proctor, but also to be a wonderful nurse and to hopefully pass your nursing program and to also pass NCLEX the first try. First try for everything, because that's most important. I've had a few people reach out more so towards the CNA side of tips and tricks to pass your exam. I guess this would apply to both sides of healthcare, just depending on what part of the exam you're on, what you're struggling with, anything of that nature. So some tricks that I personally recommend as far as the CNA part. You're going to want to read your questions carefully. Questions can be kind of confusing because sometimes you read the question, you think you know the answer, but they'll ask what's the most appropriate, what's the best, things of that nature. That can become kind of tricky. Same thing with nursing questions. For us, the CNA side, you're going to have more biology than you will with your technical NCLEX. NCLEX is going to be more of your critical thinking, things of that nature. Back to the CNA. As far as test questions, depending on, it's going to range from state, but your questions are going to be timed anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. Again, that's going to depend on your state, any accommodations that you may also need due to any disabilities or anything of that nature that's approved. Not only with NCLEX, but you're usually going to have a question that has 2 right answers, and your job is going to be to figure out which one is the most right answer. So again, that's going to go back to reading that question carefully, to prioritizing what's the most important. I posted a question earlier and it was like, what's the most appropriate action? And you would think you already have your answer in your head, which you may, but then if you read it further, the question is actually which one is the most appropriate reporting action. So what would be your proper chain of command when it's time to report? What would you document? Who would you tell? And that can be applied as a nurse as well. You're just going to have different answer choices of what would you do now that it's been reported to you as a nurse. I've also had a few people reach out about the CNA exam skills part. Your skills, again, that's going to be dependent state to state, but you're usually going to get about 3 to 5 skills. You'll have a certain amount of time, usually 30 minutes depending on that state. Everything is going to be dependent on state as far as CNA. Now with your NCLEX, and that's going to, because NCLEX is kind of across the board for everybody. As far as CNA skills exam, that's going to be, like I said, the time is going to depend on the state, and also the things you can bank on is going to be your mandatory ones that you're going to do. So hand hygiene, hand washing. Someone has said a time, like a measurable skill, which is accurate, but it's not always vital signs. There's a lot of different things you can measure, and I'll leave it at that. I plan to eventually get to the point of where I'm doing CNA exam tutorials, mock skills videos, so you can reference that too, and you'll know that you're passing. At this time, it's just me. Again, I'm a beginner at all of this. The content stuff, this is all new to me. I don't even know how long it's gonna take me to edit this video, but you can reach out to me via the business card at the end, as again, I'm here to help. My services, I try to keep them very affordable. I've had a few people actually say, hey, I seen this question on the CNA exam. I do not post any questions that I know for a fact on the exam. I am not allowed to do that. The only thing I'm allowed to do is to read the state guidelines of what could possibly be on your test. I read the books just like y'all read the books, and I reconstruct possible questions that you may see and help you apply rationales and the right thinking context skills that you'll need to pass those tests. I offer mock exams, mock trials, things of that nature that you can purchase if you know you are kind of on the deadline of, hey, my test is coming up, I need to know this and I need to know it now. I do offer those services, as again, I don't know how long it's going to take me to individually go through all the questions that I have and to individually break it down with rationales to go through each skill. But again, I'm here to help. If you would like and follow, subscribe so I can continue to do this.